Hey guys, welcome back to Sunday Potluck. Today I'm going to be making a dish from our third edition O Taste and See cookbook. This one is it's a really simple recipe, or it looks really simple. It's got like 4 ingredients, but it seriously has 4 ingredients. It's got 16 ounces of sour cream, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, 2 cans of white cooking wine, and fortunately enough, another lady who made this or who submitted this recipe to the cookbook, so I was able to call her and say, how much is that? So she told me it's 1 to 2 cups. It's not really runny. She said you don't want it runny, you kind of want it thick. Sometimes she adds a little bit of flour if it's a little too runny. So 1 to 2 cups of cooking wine, white cooking wine, and 5 to 7 uncooked chicken breasts. So 4 ingredients, really simple. So let's knock this out. This recipe was actually submitted by our music minister's wife, Miss Carla, and I don't have this chicken back off this chicken. I did not have 5 to 7 chicken breasts because this is some chicken that was left over from another recipe that I did earlier in the week. So this is like 4.5 or 3.5 chicken breasts. So I'm gonna just adjust the cooking wine and all of that to make it work. She said that she eats this over rice, so I will just cook some rice to go along with this. And I'm pretty sure that this the blood spots or whatever they are is okay, but I don't know, it just weirds me out, so I'm just gonna cut that off. And that's my oven. It's preheated. So you mix all of the ingredients together and put it in a 400 degree oven for it says 375. Woo, I'm oven too hot. 375 for an hour. So we'll take the oven down a little bit, and then I'm just gonna cube up my chicken kind of in bite-sized pieces. It says to rinse chicken well and cut into pieces. So I'm just gonna kind of do them in like bite-sized pieces, I guess that's what that means, or a little bit bigger than bite-sized pieces. I don't know, Miss Carla, you can tell me if I'm doing it right or doing it wrong, but this looks like a really simple, easy dish to make and like quick. Miss Carla is a school teacher, so I'm sure she has lots of quick recipes that she can get done after school, and there's not a whole lot of prep time, not a whole lot of work time. It's just a get it done kind of time. So, you know, get it done recipe. So so I bet this is really good. I just got back from a trip last week or so with the youth group on a choir tour, and Miss Carla was able to go with us, and y'all, she is hysterical. If you go to our church and you haven't had the chance to just sit and talk to Miss Carla, you need to, because she is funny. She's also in our choir, and Pastor Greg usually gives her like every once in a while we get a segment like he likes to call 30 seconds with Carla, and sometimes those 30 seconds turns into 3 minutes with Carla, but it's always a good time with the two of those people, Miss Carla and Pastor Greg. That just looks gnarly, but it's chicken, so. Chicken always has a weird kind of, I don't know, it's weird. Well, chickens are weird. If you've ever had chickens, we used to have chickens, and they are a strange bird to watch. The kids really liked them though. We had them until something got a hold of them. I don't know what it was that ended up getting them, but something got them. And so then we decided not to have any chickens anymore because we couldn't protect them the way that we thought we could, because like I said, something got a hold of them when we fixed the pen, and 2 days later something else got the rest of them. So I don't know what it was. I think it was a possum or a raccoon. Even though we live in the city, it's kind of weird that we got, I don't know, to me it's weird that we got possums and raccoons in the city, but I guess you have more issues with them in town than you do out of town, because in town they don't have a food source like they do out in the woods. My mom and dad have possums and raccoons and all of that all over where they live, but they live out in the country. But so they don't really mess with any of their animals because they have other things that they eat and go after out there. So I don't know, they're weird. So I'm just gonna keeping this up, and kind of big chunks, but I don't know. It doesn't say cut them into small pieces. It just says cut into pieces. So that's pieces. But Miss Carla taught us to play on this trip, she taught us how to play a card game called Sweep. And now I'm like wanting to teach my husband how to play it because I really want to play some more. And if y'all ever played that game, it's fun. But on the bus ride to Tennessee, Carla would tell stories about Pastor Greg and just her kids and herself. That's when you know you're funny, is when you can tell a story about yourself. And when all you can do is tell stories about other people, then, you know, you might have issues. Let me get my hands washed. She was hysterical. All right, so, or she is hysterical, not was, she still is. Okay, so this says 16 ounces of sour cream in with the chicken. I don't know if I should have mixed all this stuff up together first and then added the chicken, or just did it all together. So we're just gonna do it all together. See how that works. So there's the 16 ounces of sour cream, and then the 2 cans creamy chicken. Alright. And then I'm gonna stir this up because she said you don't want it too wet or too runny. So I'm gonna stir this up and then just add the cooking wine a little bit at a time and see how that goes. So instead of doing it all at the same time. That's one thing about church cookbooks, is that you can, it's nice whenever they're new and you have the people that are there that made the recipe, and then you can ask them. But whenever they're old, like I have the first edition of this cookbook, and it was done in 1998, and some of those people aren't there anymore. And so I can't just call them up and say, hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? But thankfully, this is the new recipe, or new cookbook, and I can call and say, hey, what does that mean? All right, so I'm just gonna pour in like that. I should have measured it just to know, but I don't know. Miss Carla, if this is wrong, let us know in the comments. But if this is what it's supposed to look like, then hey, I'm doing a good job. Okay, so add a little bit more to that. It may be about a cup. I'm not even sure. But, all right, that's it, y'all. And so I'm going to, it doesn't even say cover it. It just says put everything, stir it by hand, put everything in a 9 by 13 glass baking pan. So that's what I'm doing. And then it says cook it at 375 for 1 hour. So get all the good stuff off of there. And then I'm gonna throw this in the oven and for an hour, and then that's what's for dinner. So I'll let you see what it looks like whenever I pull it out the oven. Yo, look at that.